Right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Green morning, green afternoon, and green evening. Yet another powerful, wonderful evening for all of us to remain positive, to remain robust, to remain energetic during this COVID-19, during this pandemic. I'm so grateful to all of you with your most valuable support, and particularly people those are joining us from the world over, from the different country. Today is 75th webinar. That means people generally count 25, 25, 25. So we have come a long way, and today we are also going to have one of the youngster, the startup, who is going to share a lot of thought of process with all of us this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, hearty welcome to all of you. Let me first of all go for the early morning to Canada, to United States, and to Latin America. Whether you are on the eastern shore or western shore or central part or anywhere, please take care of your health, take care of your wellness, look after your family, your neighbors, your community, and everybody whosoever is associated with you. If you're mentally strong, your body will follow. And that's what happens in the high jump also. The person who does the practice and practice again and again, how a 5 feet person jumps 20 feet high jump. Because first you mentally cross and then physically your body follows. And same thing is, if you're mentally strong, you will overcome this coronavirus also. There's nothing to worry. Everything will be all right. So from Canada, United States, and Latin America, let me come to Central Asia. Lots of people join from there. Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Kazaki, and then Afghanistan. And of course, I come to South Asia. When I come to this part, I have got Bhutan people, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Maldives. A lot of people join from these places also. Let me move to Middle East. Assalamu alaikum. Great evening to all of you. Those are over there. Little difference. We have got 2 hours, 2.5 hours time difference we have got. But those of you, those are having early evening, enjoy your coffee, enjoy your tea. People, those are joining us from Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Oman, Doha, Qatar, wherever you are, a great welcome and a hearty welcome to all of you. And ladies and gentlemen, from there, let me come to India. आप सबका आज की शाम बहुत ही स्वागत है. प्रणाम आपको, नमस्कार आपको, और आप सबको आज की शाम अभिनंदन करते हुए हम आज का कार्यक्रम स्टार्ट करते हैं. आज की शाम का प्रोग्राम शुरू करते हैं और आप सबको साथ लिए चलते हैं. और आज एक और हमारे सबके साथ संध्या, आइए शिक्षा को प्रासंगिक बनाएं. माननीय मुकुल कनितकर जी बहुत अच्छा कार्य कर रहे हैं भारतीय शिक्षा मंडल से. उनके संस्थान के साथ जितने लोग जुड़े हुए हैं वो भी बहुत अच्छा कार्य कर रहे हैं. उसी हवन कुंड में हम भी अपनी एक सामग्री, थोड़ी सी आहुतियां डाल रहे हैं, सो दैट ये यज्ञ बहुत अच्छा हो. और जो भारत में नई एजुकेशन पॉलिसी आई है उसके ऊपर भी आज के जो हमारे यंगस्टर, जो हमारे वक्ता हैं, वो उस पर बातचीत करेंगे. आज हमारे डिस्टिंग्विश्ड गेस्ट हैं मिस्टर Bikram Kalsi, who's a co-founder of the brain Pundit Technology. But ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce you and hand over to my today's guest, those of us who have joined us today, people those are there in Europe, you must have enjoyed your lunch, and thereafter, before you have your evening tea, let's be together for 45 minutes or 1 hour. And from India, I take you to Southeast Asia. People those join us from Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, and going a little further, we get the people those join us from Bahrain also. A very hearty welcome. Some of us, we are so punctual and we come every day. अब तिवारी जी का भी नाम आ रहा है यहाँ पर. Every day you join, I'm so grateful to you. Thank you for joining us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me come back to today's program and share a few of the slides so that you get the central idea what this program is, why this program is, and what do we want to achieve from this program. So let me share few slides quickly with you. Since 1994, International Chamber for Service Industry, its own way, there are more than 30 million Indians abroad. Either they have generated employment overseas for many people, or they have provided, they are technocrats and they've given so many new dimensions to the whole world. So Monday to Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. we are with you on this particular web series, and every Saturday we talk about your health, we talk about your wellness, yoga, meditation, naturopathy, nutrition, organic, whatsoever we talk. Honorable Prime Minister of India, he has got a great vision. Shri Narendra Modi ji, he says that the Indian economy has to move ahead. We got to go to a couple of trillions, and at the same time, we have to be self-reliant. There have to be Atmanirbhar Bharat, which has to stand on its own feet, and that is going to be possible only because of youngsters, because of young generation. Only 8% people in India are above 60 years of age. Imagine what a young population what we have got in this country. So ladies and gentlemen, while extending a hearty welcome to all of you, great thanks to Honorable Prime Minister, to the Cabinet, and at the same time to the new Education Minister, because we have got name change from the Ministry of HRD to the Education Ministry. So great thanks to Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank ji also. And now with the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, 6% of the GDP will be spent on India's education. It's going to be a great time. Our chamber, we are having a special focus on women empowerment. We wish more and more girls are being educated, more and more girls are empowered, because it's a right saying, if you educate a male member, you educate an individual. But if you educate a girl child, you educate 7 generations. That is something very important. So in this particular webinar, we bring 6 young girls every day from different schools, institutions from world over. They join us, they share their thought process after our distinguished guest of the evening share his views. During this lockdown, ladies and gentlemen, the thought process is affected, business is affected, physical and mental health is affected, and the main part of the universe, that means the entire education is affected. So we are going to talk about today how we can overcome and what exactly the new education policy is going to do. India believes in the whole world is one family. It is a Vasudev Kutumbakam. One world, one love, one family, all of us together, ladies and gentlemen, world over, wherever you are. Our chamber, ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, through its own resources, sources, and by means, we are beaming every day, reaching out educators, youth globally, wherever it is possible, whosoever needs any kind of a permutation combination, we are trying to reach them, because ultimately it's a life management skills which is more important. We started this particular web series on 5th of June, that's a World Environment Day, और जब हम पर्यावरण दिवस की बातचीत करते हैं, so a lot of studies are coming that the next misunderstanding globally is going to be on the water crisis. Water conservation is very important. जल संरक्षण को मद्देनजर रखते हुए हमारा चेंबर बहुत सारा कार्य कर रहा है, और आने वाले वक्त में आपको बहुत सारी नई चीजें हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म से मिलेंगी, which is basically going to be water related, water conservation related. Monday to Friday की मैंने बातचीत की आपसे. Then comes the Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning, with the help of International Buddhist Confederation, 500 million plus people are followers of Buddhism world over. International Buddhist Confederation Secretary General, Dr. Venerable Dhammapiya ji, he brings the global fraternity for deliberations. Don't forget to join us coming Saturday. 9:30 in the morning, what is Buddha's relevance, Buddha's teaching, relevance in today's education system. That is something very important what we have got. Those of us, those have joined us in this webinar, hearty welcome to you. Those have come directly on the Facebook, Dr. Gulshan Sharma's page, open your watch parties. I would request get more and more youngster, more and more people in this fold so that the humanity can be benefited better by the humble efforts and baby steps of ours. Okay, come Saturday evening, we talk about Ministry of Ayush working very hard and all the stakeholders. Ayurveda for the global wellness. 7 to 8 p.m. we talk about. So 8th of August, do join us related to rejuvenation and where we talk about your mental fitness and your physical fitness. Come Sunday morning, we get Professor Satinder Diman all the way from United States, and he talks about India's epics. He talks about India's Upanishad. And at present, we have taken Srimad Bhagavad Gita, where we are talking about what is the relevance of Srimad Bhagavad Gita in today's education system. How it is relevant, whether you are studying engineering or studying medical, you are studying management, you are studying art, craft, history, whatever you are taking, what is the relevance of that? That is something very important. And come Sunday evening, 650 million people together. Can you imagine? 10 countries, the fastest growing region, that is called the ASEAN, Association of the Southeast Asian Countries. I'm thankful to our past presidents, those have joined us on this particular webinar. They are from Singapore and they are from different countries in the ASEAN. At the same time, I also extend a very hearty welcome to Professor Pontrip Narula, our president at present from Thailand, and of course, Dato Ramesh Kodamalji, the co-chairman of the ASEAN India Business Council, who's based out of Kuala Lumpur. Under his dynamic leadership, we are getting a lot of support from the ASEAN. Ladies and gentlemen, on the request and the genuine request by various stakeholders, because during this pandemic, MSME sector has suffered maximum. I'm grateful to Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise in the 3 years time. And I'm so grateful to today's panelist also, today's my speaker also, distinguished guest, youngster also. He went with me all the way to the Ministry of MSME when we made a presentation to Dr. Ashok Arun Panda, that time the secretary of the ministry, and with him Ram Mohan Mishraji and all other stakeholders, the joint secretary, additional secretary, everybody met us. And I'm so grateful to Government of India that whatever requests we make, that is through Mr. Sudhanshu Pandey, who was additional secretary in the Ministry of MSME, now secretary in the different ministry, and the stakeholders, those were in chair in the Ministry of MSME. We requested them that the services sector plays very important role. Let's bring services sector at par with the manufacturing sector. So I'm grateful to Ministry of MSME, and at the same time, the Honorable Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharamanji, she made a mention when 5 days she talked about the Honorable Prime Minister agenda. She did mention that, ladies and gentlemen, now in India, the micro, small and the medium enterprise, they have been brought together and the services sector is at par now with manufacturing sector. That's a great fillip and a great. And Rabindranath ji, who was earlier the CMD for the NSIC, he has been very kind to join ICSI and to be a part of this entire campaign and efforts. And he would be bringing the various stakeholders, those are going to empower, and we are going to discuss each and every initiative of the present government. And at the same time, we want to encourage youngsters, come for the startup, stand up, make in India, whatever, assemble in India, whatever name you want to give it. But we want to encourage youngsters because young generation is future and they are the one, those are doing wonders on this planet. Ladies and gentlemen, 12th of August, very important day. 12th of August, Wednesday, as per the United Nations, is a World Youth Day celebrations. On this particular day, our chamber from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., we are getting 1 lakh youth from the world over. all educators, motivators, everybody is coming together on this platform. They will have deliberation, celebration, jubilation, and of course, by evening, we have the congratulations, where you have the honors, recognition, awards. We are starting in the morning at 9 o'clock, finishing at 9 o'clock. And from the world over, you will see the young girls under women empowerment sharing their thought process. What do they want from education? What do they want in future? So we extend you a very warm invitation to be a part of youth, that is the World Youth Day celebration. It's a Wish Yuva Divas. This is the last slide, what I wish to share with all of you, and that is the climax of our chamber. And for this particular program, whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, it's a very well said, whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. I still recollect when I had gone with Mr. Bikram Kalsi to make a presentation in the Ministry of MSME, and we made that presentation before the all stakeholders, and we were dreaming, and he was telling me, sir, is it going to happen? Is it possible? Are they going to consider services sector? Ladies and gentlemen, वो सुबह आई और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के साथ सर्विसेज सेक्टर आगे आया. We want all youngsters to take lead like Bikram Kalsi, like he took initiative, and today he's a startup. He has started a new venture. We have to encourage youngster. We got to give an opportunity to youngster. We got to empower youngster. So let's come together, making education relevant. Global confluence of educators, motivators, technocrats, and counselors all together. Should you wish to send your biodata to be a panelist, should you wish to send any suggestion, please send at innovation@icsi.asia, or you could send us WhatsApp also. As I was telling you, we encourage youngsters every day. These 6 little girls, my child or grandchild, whatever I want to tell, because at the age of 70, I'm carrying the energy of that 20-year-old young boy, because India is young and India is in the hands of youngsters. They are going to take India and the entire Asia and the entire world forward. These are the youngsters, those are going to make better tomorrow. They are going to make Bharat once again Vishwa Guru. They are going to take the better education and better humanity, global peace world over. So these 6 girls will also share their thought process after they will hear our today's distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, like it happens in the film industry, media entertainment industry, the anchor always say, ladies and gentlemen, let me have a privilege now to announce the best actor of the year, best actresses of the year, best debut of the year, best playback singer of the year. So let me have a privilege as an anchor of this particular webinar series to extend a very warm welcome this evening to this youngster, Bikram Kalsi, who's a co-founder, Pundit Technologies. Put your hands together, because I want all the youngsters to be encouraged. Those are doing webinar world over. Please call more and more youngsters, encourage them, empower them, equip them, give them an opportunity. They've got so much to tell us. They've got so much to share with us. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bikram Kalsi helps students to discover their careers using psychological testing. He's an avid reader of science, especially computer science, psychology, and philosophy. He told, sir, I do not want a very big CV of mine because I'm just a startup. So give this much only and rest. Let me share my slides and my vision with all of you. So ladies and gentlemen, with these words, I remove the curtain. I get you this youngster of the evening, and hearty welcome to Bikram Kalsi. And evening is yours, world is yours, globe is yours, audience is yours. Go ahead and let's start, Bikram, now, because I'm remembering that day when you were with me and you made the presentation to the Ministry of MSME. It was afternoon, and 2 years we knocked the door of that ministry. We went again and again with lots of ideas, roadmaps, vision papers, and a couple of other documents. So with these words, ladies and gentlemen, here comes, unmute your mic, Bikram Kalsi.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. And first, let's thank you, sir, for organizing this event, getting us all together. And it's very good to see every one of you uh, take interest in this topic. It's very near and dear to my heart because education, careers, psychology, this is all what we do. We help students to discover their streams and careers using psychological tests. What does that all mean? I'll tell you. But first, let's talk a little bit more about the topic at hand and what it all is about. I don't want to overemphasize this, but we are going to find that this is going to be a pivotal point. 2020 is going to be a very pivotal point in Indian and human history. Uh, that's for sure, and this policy definitely contributes to that. I will let me share my screen, and we can begin with the thing that I made for you guys. So I had little time to do this. Okay. So national education policy, that is it has finally come. There was a delay for a lot of period. It was under consideration. People were talking about it a lot. It was made. There was a draft that was made that was quite similar to the previous policies. And maybe the government wasn't happy with it. They scrapped it all out and they brought out this big old behemoth of change. What it is, let's get into it. So firstly, what happens is that this entire education system dates all the way back to Oxford University in the 1600s, where they brought up this quiz system, this assessment system to basically measure the learning of the student in a quantitative manner. They wanted to measure quality using quantity. So these terms are themselves, they are a little bit difficult to gel. They are difficult to mix. Why that is? It's because of the psychology. Psychology in itself is a subjective field, and everyone has their own reason for doing things. That's why it's very difficult to pinpoint. But they did it anyway, and now we are still continuing to use that system. This policy has made that change. They are saying we're going to we're going to skip some stones, jump up the ladder. What the ladder? I'm talking about it. So currently, because of COVID, these are the following trends that are going out in education before this policy was in place. So firstly, there was job redistribution from real estate, retail, tourism into logistics, into medical staff, doctors, health technology. All these areas were growing in jobs, and the retail, real estate, tourism, they were decreasing in jobs. The syllabus of the students was decreased, and as a result of which, more emphasis was given on the shorter points. So they're doing focused quality learning. And third is the decentralized classes. Like right now, we're all on webinars. We're all on the Google Meets, the Zoom, and whatever. And because of that, there is a distance. There is an apparent noticeable difference in when a teacher is teaching from a webinar, from a camera, or when he's physically present with you, or she is physically present with you. And the students, their peers also are not now physically present. So we are at heart. We individually, we are at heart. That is the change. And because of that, we needed a change in the education system. So let's talk about what these changes are, just so that you guys can literally just understand what happened. Some of you know these points, and some of you, I'm going to just tell. Okay. So firstly, they're going to introduce multidisciplinary fields, which means that if you're studying science, you can pick some subject of arts if you want to read to evaluate yourself with. They're going to merge all the college entrance examinations into one college entrance examination. What that does is it does wonders. Uh, we do this in the US. They do this. It's called the SAT. It's a standardized testing environment. They put all the students under genders and age groups, and then they see who is evaluated as what are their scores like. So we group them into these categories and then we do it. And having a united system to evaluate everybody is good for everybody. It is the if you don't evaluate everybody, how will you know who is the ultimate maybe the ultimate topper, or how did you really do? It could be that some exams, these a lot of intelligent people came and gave that exam and you didn't get through. So it could be one of those things. So that's what's happening. Moreover, like, they're going into the regional languages in which they're promoting that. In middle school, you have the option of doing regional languages. That is good because now you're being connected to your own culture. You can't appreciate books that are written in the original format and then they're converted into English language. A lot of content is lost in the translation. So all these aspects are very important, and they are making the youth having to think about what they are living in, what the culture is, what is Earth, where am I? Am I in India? Okay, what is technology? What is science? What is all this biology? What are the chemical compounds? And mixing them, all these subject matters, they are being mixed along. Why? I'm telling you. So this paradigm shift is being occurring, and we are going up the ladder, and the ladder is called Bloom's ladder. If you don't know what Bloom's ladder is, basically a lot of you educationalists will already know this. I'm just going to repeat it for you guys, but I'm telling you for the other people who are not don't know about this. So in order to learn anything, there is a process, and this is the process that you see in front of you, this pyramid. You first remember something. You remember some points, some facts, some axioms. Then you understand them. First, you have to remember them. Then you understand what it is. After that, you apply what you understood and see if it is, how it is. You start analyzing the applications. When you apply, when you do actions, you start analyzing the uh, aspects of it. You evaluate those aspects. You evaluate it, and finally you create your own creation, whatever it is that you're trying to do. So this is sort of a pyramid. To it started out with syllabus, it started out with learning, but people started finding out that educationists started finding out that this pyramid is applicable to the entire educational framework itself. And that is the interesting aspect of this Bloom's taxonomy. This is the new approach. Now, currently, before this, we were in the understand and apply range. The remember questions are those which are like, what happened in 1947? What happened in 1529? Understand is like, why did India, basically lost to the Britishers? And so that could be an understanding question. Apply question is, what if you were, let's say, the Ashoka, what would have you done after the Kalinga War? Ashoka, he founded Buddhism. He not founded, but he propagated Buddhism. But what would have you done? So that is the analysis. So the up the ladder, the questions become in more and more interesting. More and more they go into the why of the aspect, and it goes into the understanding of why different concepts, different fundamentals, they combine to give life. Well, what it is, the meaning of it. So what does it mean in education? So first of all, the syllabus that's decreased, that's very good. The changing in the framework of how what it is that we are teaching, how it is that we are teaching, what sort of questions we are asking now, what sort of questions are becoming more and more relevant. Now we have to wait for certain schools to come up and guide us as to what are the type of assignments, quizzes, the ways in which students should learn things. Students should be asked these questions. These assignments are begging to be made, and any one of you panelists, any one of you people, you could be one of those who will be making these assessments and judging out all the people's qualities and attributes. The third point is multidisciplinary approach. I mean, it's I myself am a product of this. I have done my bachelor's in computer sciences, and after this, we founded this Pundit Technologies, which is a psychology-based company. Right? It is psychology as well as computer science. It's a multidisciplinary aspect, and why it is multidisciplinary is up on the top, because the single disciplinary problems, like problems that were due that we needed to solve of those subject matters, individual subject matters, have almost always been solved. All of them have been solved, and now the cross discipline problems are left. So that is why multidisciplinary fields are becoming more and more important, and holistic education is on the rise. So what you do is you mix physics with philosophy, art with English. How do you do that? I'm going to come to that. But you do these things. Why? Because in nature, there is no difference. A history is not somewhere alag say history and geography and computer sciences, programming, all these aspects, they're not alag. This is all knowledge. And knowledge is just one big aspect of it. You have to understand it completely in order to have the best answers in mind. Another thing that was done was this internships and vocational training importance. This has been dated back to the 60s, when the Indian education system was giving importance to vocational activities even in the middle schools. But for some reason this got sidetracked. Now it is gaining importance. They have introduced this, but let's see how they implement this and understand all the aspects, because this what this is not that is being taught in the schools currently. It's not being taught. It is life skills. Life skills is something that is so fundamentally important to anyone who's learning. It gives the value to the student. The way in which learning is done, that has changed now. That has changed. That will have to change. Earlier we used to do this learning by writing. You used to write answers, you to make notes intelligent, at our time students used to make notes. Right now they also make notes, learning by writing, it's called. Some people, they study in groups, so group debates. So the concept building points, these are also getting more and more emphasis. Rather than the statistical factual points, we are focusing more towards the concepts and the fundamentals. Visual learning is on the rise. Experiential learning is on the rise. This experiential learning is the newer aspect, which is the aspect of mixing these subject matters, epistemologies together. It is going to produce brilliant students, I'm telling you this. Learning by doing and rhetoric and speech, they are very important. I myself, I like to speak a lot, even when I'm alone, and I sometimes my thought process is doing best when I'm speaking. So now let's come to this new thing that I made. So it's an interactive session. What it is just we're going to make one of those experiential learning questions. Okay, I'm going to pick a subject matter and I'm going to give you a question. Okay, all you have to do is tell me in the chat. You can hit it in the chat, like what sort of questions could it be turned into? And I will give you my version of it. Okay. So first topic let's pick is history. Okay. And history mein this is Ashoka. So the question is, what were the main points of Buddhism propagated by Ashoka? So this was the question that used to be asked. So you used to give the points of Buddhism, salient features of Buddhism, and that's all. It's just rote learning and it's nothing else. Now, what will change this question into? Okay, Sabari Ghosh is writing. There are many who are not expressive vocally but have creative minds. They remain silent spectators. How do we take things out from them? Oh, well, that's I'm going to come to that. That's a good question. That's a very good question, actually. This is the one of the best questions. So I'm going to come to that in the later part of the PPT that I have made. So essay. So yeah, essay. Oh, okay, that's good. Dr. Shiba writes essay. So she's on the right edge. Let me tell you what I wrote. Okay. Why did Ashoka think he should spread Buddhism? So instead of what question, we made it into a why question, and the whole aspect completely turned. Why did he spread Buddhism? So then it goes into so many details. So the first aspect is Buddhism and the religion. Why is religion important as it is? Moral framework, all those aspects. Then is why did Ashoka spread Buddhism? So then we okay. So Dr. Shiba is writing evaluating research-based projects. Guys, you are better than my thinking. So you guys are doing it. So this is what we need. We need these new assignments, these new research questions, these new aspects. We need these in assignment forms throughout India, and we need them like we need lots of assignments we need now, because and the entire syllabus has changed, the entire questions making has changed, and this is what the working should be done towards these new assignments. What all could be asked, what all could be mixed. Now the research aspect, this essay aspect, I didn't think of it, and this is what we need. This is your way. So I last question was more towards how would you apply it. So suggest your version of Buddhism principles and state points in its favor. So Mishra writes more of application based. So this is kind of like an application based question, right? Creative. Yes, you guys are all speaking those skill points that are, uh, begging to be increased in today's youth, and they will now. They will now. Now, second, let's go to painting. Some a little more fun aspect. Okay, painting is also a class. Art is also a class. It is also important. So earlier, this is a question: paint a natural environment. Teacher would say, paint a mountain scene, and students will paint a mountain scene and all those aspects. Now, how would you change this question? Now, let me see the interesting answers that you guys write. Please have at it. Creative, apply. Okay, that's kind of right, but in art, you are creating even here. Paint a natural environment, you're creating. So a little bit more, if you can guide me what you would write. They can express their feelings through colors of your choice. Okay, that is a very beautiful, that's a very beautiful assignment there. Expressing, your feelings through colors. You can represent blue with sadness, red with happiness, orange with, glad, glee. That's very nice. Okay. So I will tell you what I wrote. So when I was in 10th, we had this story, Rhyme of the Ancient, no, in 12th, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. And we're asking them to paint a sad scene in the story of Rhyme of Ancient Mariner. So we're giving them creativity, but creativity is a very fun aspect. If you put some boundary in your initial statement, you get more creative, not less creative. That is the beauty of creativity. If I give you, if I tell you, don't think of the number 4, and I tell you, think of a number. So then both of these statements have different answers that come along, and creativity has a lot to do with that. And another question like this could be, paint the various evolution chains linked with starfish. So now here we are also, yes. So Professor B.C. Sharma, he knows Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, and thank you, sir. Okay, so paint the various evolution chains linked with starfish. What this means is we are not evaluating them on the biology part. We are evaluating them on their painting ability of the biological scene. So it is a diagram, but we are involving fun in it. We are involving fun in it. We are involving painting in it. Just think of this idea. You know, a lot of these diagrams, science diagrams, why do these are being made, you know, in the private schools and all those aspects? It's got, it tickles the mind and it helps us learn more. I wonder if our teaching fraternity are ready to take up such changes, evaluation, and effort. Okay, that is a very good question. That's a very good, statement. In that, it is a big challenge. It is a big challenge. It's a very big challenge to the educational community. Uh, we have to pull up our sleeves. We have to pull up our sleeves and start everything from the scratch. Everything needs to be built from the scratch. This is the whole scenario of it. This is what's at stake. We have to change the way in which things have been taught for so long that now they're ingrained in us. And they're ingrained in us, and we have found ways to do all the other aspects in other areas. We go to coaching classes, we go to these what do you call personality development classes, we go to coaching coding classes, we take some courses, we do some online stuff, we do all these aspects. Why couldn't this all have been inculcated in education? It has now. We have to do it now. Okay, now third is physics based question, and I love this the answer I wrote. So it's a simple speed, distance, time question. Have at it. Let us have your viewpoints. Any of you science background people, what would you write the question on another format? Come on, guys. One way. Okay, so I'll tell. Okay, I'll tell if you don't tell in 10 seconds. Okay, what time you left home for school this morning? Calculate your speed. Okay, kind of not able to understand it. What time you KE left from home for school this morning? Calculate your speed as you reach school. Okay, that's one of the ways. Okay, I'll tell you what I wrote. Okay, I mixed physics with philosophy, and look what I wrote. So explain the possible reasons why the second equation of motion is ut plus half at square. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to tell them, can you explain to me where this formula came from? How did you calculate, how is this being calculated? How would have Newton found this out? Basically, we're trying to ask this question. How would have Newton found this out that ut plus half it? It's a derivation. It's a derivation, but we're asking them in a perspective of philosophy. So trying to apply physics equations is not the only physics. You have to think, what is physics? We are all surrounded by it. We're in a room that has all those physics going around, gravitational, electromagnetic rays, all these aspects, and we need to understand why it is reacting the way it is. So now the go-to college scenario, 5 things students have to change in themselves. Okay. So they have to get out of their comfort zone. they will be away from home after this COVID has gone. Generally in college, we are away from home. You learn these new skills and traits. You form new relationships. This is one thing that an average Indian student lacks. I'll tell you and explain you an average Indian student. Maybe I'll do it. I'll do it in the following slide. So I'm going to tell you 4 advices for you. Okay. The following the average Indian student is someone who is good in, who's more above average in mathematics and below average in communication, above average in quantitative ability, and below average in verbal ability. And the reason why they are doing anything, the reason why they are studying some subject or participating in any sort of activity is less to do with their intrinsic motivation that comes from within the heart, and more to do with extrinsic motivation, which is that your peers or your friends or your parents, they will tell you to do something and you then do. This all is now at the crossroads where it will change. You will have to take control of the situation in order to understand all these aspects, the new changes. You have to take control of your own life, your own motivations. You have to get in, you have to generate them. You have to, when you start doing that, then comes the aspect that it is okay to change your mind. If you had certain aspirations and they're not being fulfilled, they're not in the range of aptitude that you have, you can revise that. You can change your dreams into passions. Dreams are something that's like, I want to be the captain of the Indian cricket team. That's like the dream. And something like a passion would be, I would like to play cricket professionally. So do you understand the difference? It is breaking that dream into smaller. This you have to do. And I can't stress this enough. You have to know yourself. Know yourself is a mantra, is my mantra, that you have to know yourself in order to understand your abilities and what you can do in life, and then do it. Don't follow others just because they're doing it. Doesn't mean you have to. Now let's come to Brain Pundits. Okay, so Brain Pundits story is linked with my story. So when I was in 12th, I wanted to go into IIT very badly. And I prepared for it. I didn't get through. I dropped a year and I again prepared. I couldn't get through. And because of that, I had a very big depression phase in life. And I was in first year in college. I dropped that year. I didn't study anything of engineering. I was studying, I wasn't even studying, I was just listening to social sciences, to history actually, why the Roman Empire fell, something like that. All these aspects I started reading. I jumped to psychology, and I found out. I got out of my depression. I got out of my depression. I with the statement that if I am, feeling this way towards careers, towards my career, my future, then other students are as well. So when I, graduated in 2014, we founded Brain Pundits, and we haven't looked back since, and we have been helping more and more students to discover their their streams and careers using psychological testing. Why? Because like most of the students, this was a survey that was done some time back, and it found that out of 10,000 students, 7,000 of them were only aware of 7 career choices. Because it's that thing, it's the rat race, that what is everyone picking? Oh, everyone is picking medical these days. They're not picking engineering because engineering jobs are not good anymore. Should not do engineering then. Why are you thinking like that? There are so many jobs, there are so many careers, there are so many aspects. You just open the mind and know yourself. Knowing yourself is highly important, and it is important for the purpose of one's life. How does one get purpose in life? You have to find something that you're good at, something like you like doing, something the world needs, and something you can be paid for. If you found intersection of all these four aspects, then you found purpose in life. And this is why knowing yourself is highly important. It boils down to four of these aspects: your personality, your aptitude, your interests, your motivations. And that is the building blocks of the mind. And we measure that. We have the most detailed career tests, evaluations, psychometric assessments, that all these four aspects that you said, we measure all these four aspects and even more. We measure your IQ, your aptitude, your interest, your motivations, your emotional stability. We measure more than 60 of these qualities out of 700 data points. And we give you a customized plan as to what you should do. We highlight the top 20 careers for you, and then we ask you, okay, if you want to work towards certain career, then we start suggesting you a lot of videos, articles that you can do right now to start building towards that. That is what. So it's all about, give a test, you get 20 career opportunities on a scale. You get to understand yourself, that's the bigger part, on 60 different dimensions using 700 different data points. Just to see, I mean, there are many people who change careers, who have changed their careers. They were doing something, they changed their career, they took a pivot. It's perfectly all right to do that. It's all about this circle, this Ikagai. This is called a Japanese concept, and Ikagai means that how do you achieve satisfaction and happiness in life. So we have all these career tests that we do highlight. So how these medical careers, non-medical careers, commerce careers, even if you want to know your stream, or if you want to know, if you're fit for the civil services, we highlight a specific plan for you for that. If you're working on the civil services, Indian civil services, state civil services, any sort of officer program, what are the qualities that the government is looking for in officers? So that sort of thing we tell you. After that, we highlight a developmental plan for you, and then you can start seeing videos and improving yourself on these aspects. There is a coupon code for these viewers, for those of you who are joining us, intro 20, and you can get 20% off. And that's all about what we do and why we do it. Now let me leave you with one powerful slide. So right now they're saying that because of COVID, about 1.5 billion people, they are at they have been affected. I'm telling you that because there has been a change because of COVID, because of this policy that has been introduced, because of these two changes, we're gonna see that the following generation is going to be a very kick-ass generation. They're going to be the greatest educated generation till now. So guys, we have our goals in front of us. We want to make the greatest educated generation. We all are here. So many of you doctors, so many of you educationists. We have our goals in front of us. So let's achieve them. And I was very happy when I saw the education policy. So Very best of luck to government to see how it rolls along. The execution part, that's very important. Execute it well. And with that, I applaud. Thank you. Thank you all for giving me time. And thank you, Dr. Gulshan Sharma, for inviting me here. So, sir, the stage is set to you now. Okay. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Bikram. Why don't you share your email ID or details over here? That would be very kind of you.
Oh, okay, sure. I will do that.
You can put in the chat box so that people can get across to you. People can reach you. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, that would be appropriate if you can give it for the brain pundits, and we can work out a strategy. Aim is
We
to
also, yeah, we also help educational institutes, corporates to, do the psychometric testing of humans,
okay.
of, your employees, your teachers, your students. So we do that for all schools and colleges also. So if you want to get your school tested, please give me a call or this just drop me a message, and I'll also share my phone number.
Yes.
So just would like to thank you, sir, for helping pivot, such a huge stage for us. It was a very wonderful evening and very nicely organized, I must say. Very cordial guests and wonderful.
Thank you, Bikram. Thanks a lot. I'm seeing a remarkable change in your startup operation. I'm seeing so much of growth when we together worked on a project of MSME. And today, when I see you, this particular journey which you have taken, you have
Right.
become more matured, you have become more responsible, your organization is doing well, you are helping younger generation, you are helping education empowerment, you are trying to help the humanity, and I'm pretty sure that younger generation and the youngster like you, they are the future, and the future of India, future of Asia, and the global future is in the safe hands, because I'm so happy to see today the slides which you have shared, the vision what you have shared, and particularly the second last slide which you have given, where you have told that post COVID, what is going to be the scenario, and even if the schools are closed, do not feel, do not feel depressed, do not feel any kind of anxiety or stress. The good days are coming and good times are coming, new avenues are coming. Then what if somebody has lost a job somewhere, but some new avenues and the new opportunities are coming?
Get yourself educated again, get new skills, and go get that awesome job. It's not stopping you from getting that data analytics or that digital marketing, or that design job, that's all there.
Okay.
So it's just about refocusing. It's okay to change your mind, guys. It's
Yes.
always okay to change your mind.
Wonderful, wonderful. My big thanks to you, Bikram. But now let me bring six more youngsters with you right over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have started today when we are completing 75th. That means today 75 webinars gets completed, and we are getting into the new arena now with the educators, with the teachers, with the principals. We will start getting the startups now. And today with Bikram Kalsi, we start a new journey and a new kind of a platform. We want more and more startups and youngsters to come forward and to take a leap of it. Now, before I finally give my blessings and thanks to you, let's hear to these six young kids. Those are from the schools, various schools, and they would like to share. I hope you would be kind to stay back for a little more time so that you can listen to the younger generation. What do they feel about it? Okay, let's get Arpita. Arpita Yadav, hearty welcome to you, child. Great evening. Arpita, you got to unmute your mic, child. Okay, let me go to Kumkum. Kumkum, great evening to you. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I am very well.
Good
What
evening,
about you?
child. मेरा बेटा, how are you, बेटा? सब ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
मामा, पापा, पड़ोसी, सब आसपास के सब लोग अच्छे से हैं?
हाँ जी, sir.
Great. What are you doing, Kumkum? What are your subjects?
Sir, I want to basically a cardiologist.
Oh, you want to be a cardiologist? Oh,
Yes.
okay. क्योंकि दिल पर बहुत सारी पिक्चरें बनी हैं, दिल दिया दर्द लिया, दिल ने पुकारा, दिल दे के देखो, दिल ने पुकारा, पता नहीं क्या क्या पिक्चरें हैं, इतनी सारी मूवीज बनी हैं. तो कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट, oh, so you feel that people have got more problems with the heart, and that's why you want to help serve the humanity that way, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kumkum, what would you like to tell all the young girls world over? अगर तुम्हारा कैमरा ठीक है तो then you can come forward, you can show your picture, you can share yourself with the world. Otherwise, you can just give your message. What would you like to tell the whole world, Kumkum?
Sir, I just want to basically tell that कि अगर हम ये ठान ले कि हमें कुछ करना है तो बस मेनली सिर्फ हम उसके लिए बिल्कुल अच्छे से फोकस्ड हो जाएं.
Wow, that's
Then
great.
yeah, then we will going to achieve it for sure. बस हमें ये सोचना है कि हमारा जन्म, हमारे
हाँ.
इस दुनिया में जन्म ही इस चीज को करने के लिए हुआ है और ये सिर्फ हम ही कर सकते हैं.
Wow, that's great. That's great, beta. That's great. God bless you. हमारा जन्म ही इस चीज के लिए हुआ है. जो कुछ हम करना चाहते हैं वो हम कर सकते हैं और करके दिखाएंगे. Thank you, beta. Thank you.
Thank you,
Venushri,
sir.
Venushri, good evening. Are you there, child? Venushri, good evening,
Good
beta.
evening.
Good evening.
Good
Hearty
evening.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
आप
Thank you so much.
कैसे हैं? ममा, पापा, भैया, ब्रदर, सब लोग कैसे हैं?
How are you? Everyone's good.
Very good. आप क्या पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, बेटा?
I'm preparing for entrance engineering college entrance exams.
Oh, okay. You're preparing
Yes,
for the
PCM. Yes.
Okay, that's great. That's great. And what message do you want to give to all the girls world over? आप क्या कहना चाहोगे आज की शाम सारी दुनिया से?
To all the girls world over, I would like to give this message
हाँ.
that if you have a determined willpower to do anything, you will be able to achieve it with the support of your parents, with your own willpower, and each and every girl on this planet will support you. Each and every person on this planet will support you. One thing I would like to also speak about is the new education policy. As a youngster, I'm in 12th right now, and as viewing it as a student, it is actually a very good initiative which the government has taken, because everything in the past was rote learning and all. Studies were interesting, but now that the studies are more application based, students can actually think about it and use them in their daily lives, which will actually help them remember things very properly. And it has actually happened with me, like while doing some practicals in the lab or something, and when I'm in the exam hall writing the answer, I remember, oh yeah, this was the thing I had done in the lab, and I would actually get the correct answer. I won't actually have to remember or rote learn. I would actually be it would be stuck in my mind because it was done right in front of my eyes practically. That, and yes, to all the girls, you have the girl power, you have the will, you can do anything in the world. Rock, the world is just a stage for you. Rock it.
Wow, world is just a stage for you. Rock it, and anything is possible. God bless you, beta. God
Thank
bless you. Do well in your life, and
Thank
keep rising and keep growing and keep empowering every girl child. Okay, Sanjana.
Thank you.
Sanjana, great evening. Are you there, Sanjana?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, beta. Good evening, बच्चे.
Good evening, sir.
मम्मा पापा सब भाई बहन पड़ोसी रिश्तेदार सब अच्छे से हैं?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sanjana, आप क्या कहना चाहोगे बेटा? What would you like to tell to the whole world? What would you like to tell all the girls?
Sir, bus
हाँ.
do whatever you wanted to do with do whatever you wanted to do and achieve your goals with determination and focus, and grab all the opportunities you are having around you.
Okay.
Bas, sir.
Grab
Thank
all
you.
opportunities which are around you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Purvika. Purvika, good evening. Purvika, can you hear us, beta? आप सुन सकते हैं हमको? Purvika, can you hear us, beta? You have to unmute your mic.
Yes, sir.
Purvika, good evening, beta.
Good evening, sir.
नमस्कार मम्मी पापा भैया भैया बहन सब लोग पड़ोसी सब लोग कैसे?
Yes, sir. Sir, all are well.
ओके पूर्विका क्या पढ़ाई कर रही है?
Sir, I am a commerce student. I am in 12th.
ओह यू आर इन कॉमर्स ओके तो आप
Yes.
12th के बाद क्या करना चाहोगे बेटा?
Sir, I wanted to go for CA, like, as a profession. Like, first entrance, I will go for that. But myself, I wanted to start a new company, or, I want to be an entrepreneur.
हाँ तो आप विक्रम
Yes, sir.
एज ए स्टार्टअप अभी इम्प्रेस हो गए हैं और आप ये सोचते हैं कि चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बन के यू विल स्टार्ट योर ओन कंपनी.
Yes, sir.
All the best wishes from our side. God bless you. Arpita.
Thank you, sir.
Arpita, can you hear us? Arpita.
Yes, sir.
Arpita, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
हाँ अर्पिता गुड इवनिंग बेटा. बच्चे मम्मा पापा सब लोग अच्छे से हैं?
Yes, sir. All are well.
गुड. अर्पिता आप क्या पढ़ाई कर रहे हो बेटे?
Sir, I'm also in commerce and 12th.
Oh, you are also in commerce and you are in 12th. Okay. और आप क्या करना चाहते हो अपनी पढ़ाई लिखाई के बाद?
Sir, I want to be a CA.
क्या?
Sir, I want to be a CA.
ठीक है. मुझे लग रहा है कहीं पूर्विका और अर्पिता कहीं क्लासमेट या एक ही स्कूल में एक ही जगह में और या दोनों पीयर ग्रुप में ना हो. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि पूर्विका क्योंकि सीए बनना चाहती है इसलिए आप कह रहे हो कि मुझे भी बनना है?
No, sir.
आपने पहले से सोचा हुआ है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What would you like to tell all the kids? What would you like to tell all the children on this planet, beta?
Sir, I just want to tell that we have to be focused and more determined towards our goal.
Okay, okay. Now, one more child was to join us this evening. I don't know whether she's there or not. Kim Rao, are you there? No, she's not there. Okay. So, Bikram, you are on the center stage once again, while extending lots of blessings to you for the new venture. I pray to Almighty that in the coming times, your brain Pandits, तुमने नाम भी ऐसा रखा है, brain and Pandits, दोनों को इकट्ठा करके सब जगह सब कुछ इकट्ठा कर दिया. ह्यूमैनिटी की हेल्प करो, ह्यूमैनिटी को एम्पावर करो, सारे बच्चों की मदद करो, टीचर्स और एजुकेटर्स की मदद करो, पूरे एजुकेशन सिस्टम की मदद करो. And ladies and gentlemen, those have joined us from the world over, it's only and only and only, I was telling earlier, education, education, education. Today I would like to add on, it is only and only the youth and the youth and the youth like Bikram Kalsi and all other girls, those joined us this evening, they are going to empower the world and they're going to change the world. They are going to make the world a better place, more peaceful, more healthy, where the entire humanity lives in a brotherhood for the global empowerment and the global growth. We pray to Almighty Bikram. I wish you all the luck. I wish you all the best. Rocking, 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 and keep doing well in life. Whatever you are doing, your entire team members and your all Brain Pandit team, another, the colleagues, those are there. My best wishes to them also. And from our chamber, we would always look forward to associate with your organization, whatever we can do. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming this evening. Thanks for sparing your valuable time.